1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's talk radio. This is Your Turn, a live call-in show featuring spirited discussion and debate about issues that matter to the community. Stay with us to hear what Northwest Florida thinks. Better yet, call in at 623-1330 and tell us what you think. It's Your Turn here on 1330 WEBY, Northwest Florida's talk radio. Now, here's the host of Your Turn.
Welcome to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. You are in the Oval Office, the White House, of Gulf Coast Talk Radio, broadcasting to parts of 4 states along the Gulf Coast, and broadcasting to the nation and the world by live stream on the internet. Carl is not ashamed of the Word of God, the Constitution, or the Declaration of Independence. He does not care about political correctness, nor does he depend upon a teleprompter or popularity polls. Carl stands for truth, reason, and common sense. Carl firmly believes that America is God's gift to the world. If any of that interests you, you are at the right place. Freedom Friday on 1330 WEBY. Now, here's Carl Gallups.
All right, welcome back, America. You are listening to Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. Mallory Bardwell, your world-famous producer. We're broadcasting live. The world-famous, the amazing Jeffrey Kuhner, Dr. Kuhner, and you're a man, you're a cosmopolitan man, because now you're out of D.C. and you're out of Boston. Jeffrey Kuhner is the host of the Kuhner Report on WRKO, the blowtorch of the Eastern Seaboard stations, and then he also is a columnist for the Washington Times, but the most important thing that Jeffrey Kuhner does, he is a correspondent weekly to Freedom Friday. Jeff, welcome to Freedom Friday.
Great to be with you, buddy, and thank you for that really nice introduction.
Oh, yeah, especially that last part. You hang up. No, you hang up. You hang up. No, you hang up. Love you,
you're
Jeff.
Great. No, you're great.
No, you're great. No, you're the greatest, man. You're the greatest. No, you are. No, I am. No, I am. No. Hey, Jeff Kuhner, welcome, man. Listen, I got to ask you. So I think I know what your answer is going to be, and you and I are kind of partisan, but truly, there's a lot of truth in this. Do you think the debates are swinging the election? What's the gossip? What's the scoop in D.C.? What's the scoop along the Eastern Seaboard and in Boston? Do you think these debates are having an impact? Tell us your analysis.
Well, I've been talking to senior Democratic operatives in Washington, and here's what they're telling me. Obama campaign is now in complete panic. Mm-hmm. They believe the race is over. Many of the top people around him believe the president's going to lose. They're looking at these latest Gallup polls. Obama is now behind by 7 points. Romney is now beginning to break away. The Libya scandal is a millstone around his neck.
So you think that's going to get bigger? That's not going to go away, right?
That's not going to go away. That's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. There are even more unanswered questions today than there were just even a few days ago. The more we find out, for example, an Associated Press, and this is a Wire story, came out today saying that the CIA station chief in Libya, this is the CIA's point man in Libya, within 24 hours sent numerous cables to Washington, D.C., saying that the attack and the Benghazi compound on September 11th was the work of al-Qaeda militants. It had nothing to do with protests. It had nothing to do with some kind of anti-Muslim video. So not just the State Department in real time knew that there were no protests involved, knew that it was a terrorist attack, but now even the CIA's own station chief in Libya. So, Carl, what is clearly happening is that the administration lied to the American people. They concocted a fiction. They concocted a bogus story about protests and about an anti-Muslim video to deflect attention and distract the American people from this seminal fact. Obama has failed to defeat al-Qaeda. Contrary to all of his claims, contrary to his narrative, contrary to him spiking the football at the Democratic National Convention, al-Qaeda is alive and well, so much so that they breached our compound, violated our sovereignty, killed our ambassador, murdered 2 Navy SEALs and another State Department official, brought down our flag and replaced it with the black flag of al-Qaeda. This was a successful terrorist attack upon a major U.S. target. This was the greatest security setback since 9/11. And rather than confront this and admit this, the administration manufactured a lie. They systematically deceived the American people. And more than that, Carl, here's what we're going to find out tonight on Fox. There is a 50-minute video that the State Department has now handed over because multiple State Department officials are sick of it. They're saying we're not going to be made the scapegoat for the lies and the politicization of intelligence that occurred by the Obama White House people.
Right.
And this video is going to show in real time that the U.S. the U.S. compound was being breached, and our State Department officials were begging for military assistance. There were drones above the sky. We have an air base in Sicily, just 400 miles away. We have ships off the coast of North Africa. We could have scrambled fighter jets. We could have scrambled drones to have launched missile strikes that would have defended our compound within an hour or two. Remember, this attack went on for 6 hours.
Yeah.
We left our people twisting in the wind. Carl, the more we find out about it, the more shameful, the more disgusting, the more despicable the president's behavior is going to be shown to be. This is his Watergate. And now all Romney has to do is he has him on the ropes, he has him bloodied, he has him battered, he has him exhausted. Monday night, it is time for Mitt Romney to deliver the knockout blow.
Well, let me ask you this. Several callers called in just before you came on the air, and one caller in particular had this question, and I'm going to tell you why I think people are asking this question. The caller asked it, but several others have asked it of me and want me to ask it of you. I think people are asking this question, Jeff, because it's almost too good to be true. It looks like we might be getting ready to put this constitutional travesty out of the White House. It looks like Romney may go in, who seems to represent more apple pie, hot dogs, Chevrolet, Americana, and it almost seems too good to be true. And so people are asking your opinion. Do you think Obama's going to try to pull an October surprise?
Yes. And I think the October surprise he was hoping to pull was Iran. The problem, however, is that Libya blew up in his face.
Right.
And so he just couldn't go to Iran because there were so many problems unfolding under Libya. What they're going to try to do, and in fact there's now a desperate manhunt underway, almost a reckless manhunt. I know that CIA people are extremely angry about this. I think it's one of the reasons why they blew the whistle on Obama by coming out and publicly saying, no, our station chief told them within 24 hours this was a terrorist attack. They are now sending our people in Libya on a desperate manhunt. Why? They want to find the people who are behind this. They want to locate them. They want to kill them, and then they want to display them.
Yeah. What are they going to do?
Obama wants to wipe this scandal away by saying, look, we caught the perpetrators and I killed them.
Yeah, what are they going to do?
They want to trump that or tout that as a trophy before the election.
What are they going to do about the poor fellow that they arrested for making the video?
Yeah, or about the dead ambassador and the other 3 dead Americans. But my point is, they're going to look for something spectacular 2 weeks before the election campaign. Well, Carl, I don't think it's going to happen. I think the deeper story, to be very candid with you, is this. His supporters, many of them, are now vowing to riot. They are vowing to kill Mitt Romney, literally, to assassinate him, if the president loses in November. And so now his supporters are trying to bully and intimidate the American people into not voting for Mitt Romney. And you actually may see blood flow in the streets after Romney is elected.
Right.
This is how desperate, this is how craven, this is how fanatical and irresponsible this regime is.
Yeah, I want to say this very carefully, because I am not a warmonger. I do not want bloodshed. I do not want riots or revolution in the streets. I want to make that clear. However, if it has to come to that, if it comes to that through no fault of our own, through no bringing of it on of our own, then it is what it is. Because the only alternative, Jeff, is that we would live under tyranny. If you put this guy in, we're going to riot in the streets, and we're going to burn things down, and we're going to try to kill Romney, and we're going to do this. If that's the way they are now, can you imagine if they had all of the power? So what I'm saying is, look, put Romney in, let's go on with America, and whatever comes, comes. I mean, we're Americans, right?
Well, I mean, you're right, Carl. Look, this is what they do in Guatemala. This is what they do in Greece. This is what they do in this is what they do in Caracas. This is what they do in Venezuela. Yeah. They riot and they go after the opponents of the president.
Right.
You have thousands and thousands of Twitter account users, as I pointed out in my column today, after the first debate, but especially after the second debate, pro-Obama supporters saying they will assassinate Mitt Romney, they will burn down shops, they will burn down villages, they will burn down neighborhoods, they will burn down homes if the president loses in November. Now, imagine if it was the opposite. Imagine if it was Romney supporters saying, we're going to kill the president.
Yeah.
We're going to go on a rampage should Romney lose. This would be all over the national media.
Yeah.
They would be screaming, CNN, MSNBC, the New York Times.
Yeah.
The noise would be deafening.
Yeah.
On this story, silence.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of media, I've got a major question to ask you when we come back. Let's take a quick time out, Mallory. We're going to take a quick time out. When we come back, more of Jeff Kuhner, host of the Kuhner Report, WRKO, Boston, Massachusetts, also columnist for the Washington Times, also a weekly correspondent with Freedom Friday with Carl Gallups. More of Jeff Kuhner, more of Freedom Friday when we return. You hang in there. We'll be right back.